I'ma grind, get this paper. I'ma shine on a hater.
Hi, my name is Veronica. This is day 8. On today's episode, I want to talk about the things I had to break through to get closer to God. I, I'm about to turn 21 on the 10th. Yeah, to me, it's so big that I'm going to be able to see 21 because I honestly did not think I was even going to see past 17. But I'll be alive to celebrate 21. Okay. And I'm not gonna show you guys my phone because you guys won't be able to see it, but I will upload the pictures on the screen for you guys can see the verses and the day 8. Okay, the first verse, the first chapter I'm gonna read is 1 Thessalonians verse 11 to 12, and the second chapter I'm gonna read is Colossians 3 verse 2 to 3. Okay. So this is 1 Thessalonians 11 and 12. And to make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, you should mind your own business and work with your hands, just as we told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders and so that you will not be dependent on anybody. For Colossians 3, verse 2 to 3, it set your minds on the things above, non earthly things. For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. So, honestly, like what I get from that verse, what I have learned is my whole life, I never really trusted anyone for like the purpose of if you grew up in an environment where it wasn't very secure to even trust anyone because the way you see it in your family, what you see in your friends, you just learn to not even trust anyone. So I wouldn't tell anyone what I was doing because as soon as I would tell someone everything I would do, then it was like jealousy would build up, hatred would build up, like literally so many negative things would be towards me. And because I didn't know God at the time, it was just like I was just wondering, and anything could literally touch you and mess up your path because you have let those things in your life. And it's the things I was allowing in my life. Like I was trying to look for love in the home, but there wasn't love in the home, so I went to the streets. There wasn't love in the streets, so it was all like, well, where do I find love? And I eventually learned, well, if I want to find love and if I want to have peace within myself, then I have to go to God. So throughout the entire time, like I would go to God, even though I didn't know who God was, I would still pray to Him. And I actually got my first Bible in middle school, where I knew nothing about scripture, and it took me a while. Like I remember the first time I ever opened the book up, then things started like coming like just sideways to sideways. I was getting deeper in the streets. I was selling things. I was selling drugs and everything. And um, I enjoyed the fast money, so that's what I did. And honestly, like that was not a good work for myself because throughout the process, I was losing myself. And I was all like, okay, well, I need guidance, and I couldn't find any guidance anywhere. So I remember I opened the book up. I was confused on how to even read scripture. Like I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to read the chapters. I didn't know how to read the verses, even though it was just flat out right there. It was like once you open the book, it's a whole new language. It's a whole new world. You're literally stepping into the battle of spiritual. And I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, well, how is the spirit? How is this?" Well, you can't be alive without the spirit. The flesh is the flesh. It's gonna die either way. But I don't know. It's so many double standards on everything, especially when people say there is no spirit, but then they believe in ghosts and they believe in all these other things, which does not make sense. I get it, but how like you can say one thing but then it go against all everything. So I just think like having an open mind and an open heart will also lead you to the path because I got to where I'm at today. I've survived. I survived my whole life, but now I'm living. Now I am living. That I live because of God. So I have peace within myself. I have happiness within myself. I have love. I had that's one thing I had always thought, and now I got it, and I'm not letting go. I don't care what anyone tries to do. See, the enemy, once he step foot into scripture, it is completely different. First, is so many trials that it's gonna make you question yourself. It's gonna make you question God. But throughout all those trials, that's where you grow. If you decide to actually see everything from how it is, and it's just like, yeah, I see, I could see. So I actually learned that every traumatic thing that happened to me, which is literally my whole life, it like opened up because my mom associated herself with people that would do witchcraft. So it was like, I know it's literally 2026 now. And I know a lot of you guys don't believe in that type of thing, but that's the whole purpose. That is designed, this world is designed to throw you off and not even see not even see God, not see eye to eye, not see anything. So when I started stepping into it, I was like, whoa, like I actually involved myself in it when I was like 12, I believe. I was like 12, where I was like very doing it heavy. Around 10, it was like curiosity and so, but 12 is really when I involved myself, and it was like, I thought that was the way, because it was like, okay, well, this is the only thing I've known, and well, that's what I see my mama do, and that's what her friends did to me, and whatever. So I did it, but even throughout doing all the witchcraft things, I didn't have any peace. Like I was like, okay, this still doesn't feel right, but I still continue to do it until I had got to a point where I was like, man, I don't even want to do this, and I felt so lost. Like I cut it off, and I felt so lost. Like I was so lost, and I know like people have like a whole different like rock bottom or whatever, but at 14, I was like mentally out of it. I was out of it. I didn't know who to go to. I didn't know where to go to. I was all like, "Ooh, what's the purpose of living?" I would question, because it's like I wasn't being educated on anything. I wasn't being taught anything. I wasn't guided anywhere. And I didn't use that as an excuse. I still question, like, why? I wonder why. Like, I wish he was out there. So the more I questioned, the more I prayed, and the closer I got to God without me actually realizing it. But I will actually like just do it because that felt peaceful. That to me felt peaceful. So I was like, I wonder what this is. I wonder who this is. And I remember right before, I was like, when I decided to actually follow God, like, and at time I was really like secluded from everyone. I was I didn't have any friends. I didn't talk to my family. I wouldn't speak to anyone at all. I was just smoking and praying. That's all I was doing. And building your relationship with God, a lot of people, many religion make it seem like you need to come to Him perfect, but God doesn't require you to come perfect. He does not. You have to go to Him as you are, and He will make you whole. It's not a thing where it's like, oh, we have to be perfect. We have to get everything right. Because even throughout, even if it's 5 years, 10 years, we're still going to mess up because we are in the flesh, and it's literally principalities we always have to fight against. And sometimes even as humans we just get tired. We get tired, so it's like a lot of people, we fall into it, we fall into sin, we fall into all these things. And I don't know why religion tries to portray it as, oh, it has to be so perfect. And no, no. And I know a lot of people, like, they're like actually used to um mess with girls for like trauma things because when I was 7, like I experienced a lot of sexual trauma from family friends, and that in return, like it made me not like men at all. I was like, I don't want to be with men because of what I had experienced, and um, damn, I'm gonna cry right now. But yeah, at the time I think I was like 12 when I was saying it, 11, and I was also too like I don't even think I want to be a girl because of what I had experienced, because of what a man had done. I was like, maybe if I'm a man, a man wouldn't ever do that to me again. But that is wrong. And the only reason why I thought of those things is because I was like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. So everything I had to figure out, I had to figure out piece by piece. And honestly, I am grateful that I even knew God. I have known God, and it is a journey, but I rather choose that journey than any other journey. Like honestly, that's what has gotten me out of so many things, from myself, outside of myself, everything. And honestly, now I'm like very content with where I'm at because I'm like secure in being a woman and being feminine. And actually, I eventually learned to see that it's like, yeah, no, not all the people are the same, not spirits are the same. So whatever happened to me. And not everyone does it, even though it's like everything has went down, common sense has went down in everyone, and it's just like that is rare to find now. Still, I'm still grateful. So I'm gonna read my second book of 365 days. I believe is wisdom, discipline, and growth. I try to remember it because I only have the picture of the day 8. So the morning proverb is success is built in silence long before it is seen. The reflection is the most important work often happens quietly. It is the hours spent practicing before anyone notices. It is the early mornings where you show up for yourself before the world even wakes. Think about the athlete training while everyone else is asleep, or the writer tapping away at a first draft no one will ever read for months. Greatness is forged in private. Today, let your unseen efforts be enough. The morning action is spend 10 minutes this morning working towards something nobody is asking you for yet. The evening proverb: comparison is the thief that leaves your house unlocked. Reflection: where you compare yourself to others, you invite doubt and insecurity into places meant for confidence and gratitude. It is like leaving your mental front door open for thieves to walk right in. Tonight, remember their success does not diminish yours. Your journey is yours alone, and it is worth protecting. Evening action: write down one thing you are proud of today and lock it safely in your mind. Day 8 is so good. So honestly, like the work you put in yourself, that's like meant to be private. You don't have to go boasting for everyone to know. It's like you just pop up. I know a lot of you guys try to fit in with everybody. Like it don't matter to fit in. I personally never care to fit into any group whatsoever. I was like, I don't care if I'm excluded. So what? I could do all the things by myself. And when you actually remove yourself from all these people, you actually start seeing people for who they truly are. You see everybody just tries to put on a mask every single time, every single day, and you don't even want to mess with it. So it's like it doesn't even matter what these people got going on. Everybody gonna live their life. Everybody gonna do what they do. So you have to actually invest that energy, that focus into yourself. I learned to do that with myself because I've always been the one to take care of people, help people, love people, always be there whenever they needed me. But I was never there for myself, ever. I was never there for myself. And excuse me, when I learned to actually be there for myself, it's when I started loving myself. It's when I actually started growing myself, when I actually started growing closer to God. That literally brought success in so many aspects within me. And then it's like, success is not a thing where it's like, oh, you're so rich and oh, you got it. Okay, that's another form of success. But those people that put in the work to have those finances, they had to break through so many things within themselves. They had to have success in their spirit first before they even got to those riches. So that's why I said last time, it's like when God talks about riches, he talks about riches in spirit. He doesn't talk about riches in the physical, because the physical does not matter if your spirit is dead. It does not matter. That's why the spirit is the richest thing ever. And that's why there is so many things that be like, oh, sell your soul, sell your soul. So it's like, why would this even come into play if your soul didn't even matter in the first place? Soul is the most richest successful thing that you could even invest into, which is yourself. So honestly, like, I learned to just stop giving in to other people, and I learned to actually take care of myself and put myself as a priority. And in return, like, I always lost all friends and relationships, and I didn't care because I don't even lose nothing. God removes everything that does not belong to me. If something goes away, that is God removing it from my life. That does not align with my path. So it goes away. Shush. It's just dust. And it served its purpose. I helped. I did what I did. They did what they did. And I grew. I grew from it every time. They are wherever they are. So whenever, like, you have these friends or relationships and you're like, well, I did all this for them, I did all this. Okay, don't look at it like that. Look, you can look at it as like, okay, maybe they needed that love from me, maybe they needed that help from me at the time, that financial help, that mental help, that emotional help. Even though you got nothing in return, it doesn't matter. They still, you still help them, you still help them. And that return is like, you actually put in yourself, you grow, because God is always gonna return everything to you 7 times, 10 times. You lose nothing, not when you have God. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I lost this, I lost that. Okay, that means that means it's just gonna be greater. That means if you actually have your trust and you actually have the faith, then you will actually grow. Because if you actually spend the time investing in yourself and you look back a year later and you see the people that you helped that you thought used you, you're like, oh, they did need that. Because they're still going to be in the same place. They're still going to be in the same situation. They're still going to be seeking for help, because you're the one on the path of following God. They're on their path. They're on their fleshly path. They're on the world's path. So you have to let people do what people do and just go along. And I just learned, like, yeah, if I want to actually grow, if I want to be successful, I have to actually spend time for myself, spend time by myself, away from everybody. And I know a lot of you guys like want validation and want all the attention and want all these things. None of that matters. None of that matters. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. It does not matter, like, honestly. And I know a lot of things that you guys like want is because you liked it growing up, but just feeling over all of that is like, there there is no need to. Like, I actually learned that even though it's a very absent home, everyone is absent, that's no excuse. That's no excuse, because you can't be absent for yourself. I actually learned, like, okay, just because they did that, she did this, I grew up like this, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be that way. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be stuck in it. You always have to try to look for greatness in every single thing, even if it may seem like the world just blew up or something. Oh well, it will. That just means I'm gonna eventually die. I'm gonna go meet God. Okay, my spirit's at peace. I'm good. Like I don't care. And by day to day, it's like at least I knew God. At least I met God. At least I knew the peace within myself. Everything else, it doesn't come with me when I die. It is what it is. So I just learned to truly accept myself and actually love myself. And I did it all through God, always God. And it's crazy. It's crazy to even think about. I'm just pausing because I'm like, wow, like I haven't even talked about my whole story and I'm not trying to say every single thing. And I'm just like throwing it in with what correlates with what I'm talking about. But it's like, yeah, it took a lot of building, it took a lot of trials, it took a lot of errors, and it took a lot of effort, a lot of discipline for me to even get to where I'm at today. And I'm gonna get to greater. So it's like, okay, I can't even trip off anything. It's like people come and go, things come and go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just all stepping stones. It's just every single season. Everyone has different seasons, but everyone still has the same season, just in different times. Everyone has the seasons in their own timing. So I think it's best to actually go to God every single time and pray. Like even if you don't know God, like start praying. Start praying. Things will start revealing and opening up to you. Because I actually understood scripture when I was in high school, and throughout the whole years, I was like, I wonder who God is. What is God like? What is scripture like? I was questioning everything. I was questioning myself, and I I had went to a continuation school because I had got expelled from like, oh my goodness, like five different high schools or so, and that was like my last option. So I was like, okay, I'll go, and I went, and I had to do the work. And when I first started the school, like I was on house arrest. I was barely there. So like I didn't want like anything to do with it. I was like, okay, whatever. But like the following year, 2 years later, I actually started going to school, even though I was still enrolled. I was like doing one packet per month or so. And I had met a math teacher. His name is Mr. Wilford. Oh my goodness, I have so much love for him. I pray that he is doing well because he is old. He's like way older now. And I like truly appreciate him because I remember like I sat at his table and I did math straight. I would do it for like 8 hours, 9 hours straight. Because it's like I want to understand math. I want to understand, all the concepts, all the formulas, everything. And everyone was just trying to pass through, but I was always the only student in his table. Everyone would give up. Everyone would be like, I don't want to do this anymore and get irritated. But I would eventually ask him questions. I was like, okay, who's God? Like, what is this world? Like, why is there 7 days in a week? Why are the names? Like, I was just asking questions, like a kid does to to their parents. And he eventually told me, like, if you want the answers, you have to go to scripture. And I was like, wait. I was like, wait. And he put out his Bible from his little suit. He had his suit. And he put it out. And I was so surprised when he put it out. I was like, yo, you have a book in there? And he was like, you see this right here? This what has kept me alive. And I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh. And I started eventually getting into it. And at first, like the first couple of years, it was very like all over the place because I didn't understand it. And I was just mental. It was mental battle, emotional, spiritual, because as soon as you step into the book, you open every single thing. So yes, your business might close down. Yes, you might lose some friends. Yes, you might lose some family. Yes, you might lose, like, every single thing, unexpected thing starts happening. And that is what makes you question God, because that that's the whole purpose. It is meant, literally the enemy is meant to throw you off. So when you start stepping into it, he doesn't like that. Like, why would he want another spirit knowing God? He doesn't. So he throws you everything, and throughout those trials, you literally fight and you win in the end, even though you're like, oh, in the beginning you're like, oh, I thought I lost this, I lost that, but you learned you didn't lose anything. You did not lose anything whatsoever. And actually, throughout the entire time, throughout the entire years, you learned that literally God saved you from every single thing you thought you lost. That's what blew my mind when I first discovered that. I was all like, what? I was all like, what? I thought I lost this, that. And I'm like, I don't lose nothing. That's why I stand so hard on. I lose nothing in this world. I lose nothing in this realm. I lose nothing in any realm, because I know God, because I have faith in God. So it's like, you can't tell me something otherwise. And it's like, I know a lot of people make a lot of excuses, but it's like, to me, I got excuses all my life. I got laziness all my life. I got anger all my life. I got so many things out of my life because I learned God, because I now know God. You have to learn him, and he already knows us. He already knows us. He's right there, and we just have to go, and we have to open ourselves up to him. So yeah, when we actually start putting our mind and our trust into him, then everything shifts for you. Every single thing, things actually get clear, and you're like, okay, now I know my path. Now I know this. Now I know who not to involve myself with. Now I know where to stay away from. Now I know where to go. Every single thing gets clear. Everything. And you help people along the way. You have to actually allow yourself to be open. If you don't allow yourself to be open, then it's like, where are you gonna maneuver to? You can't go anywhere. So I just learned to actually have a open mind and free spirit. And if anyone like wants to talk to me, anyone wants to ask for advice, anyone needs help, then I do it to my best ability. But I always be like, you have to go to God first before you even try to go to a human, because going to a human does it doesn't really do anything, especially when it comes to your spiritual growth. You could take some advice, but this is a solo mission. Like, this is the most solo mission you'll ever do. Oh, my light just died. But this is the end of the video, and thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.
If I trip, I fall, I stumble, I'm bouncing back and get back on it. Got that check up every morning. Gotta get it if you want it. Money talk, my favorite conversation.